Left of the box. So we have here Sarah Jama, one of my favorite people, politicians in the country. She is currently an independent MPP, so that's a provincial level member of parliament here in Ontario. Used to be with the Ontario NDP until they kicked her out of caucus for thinking that, Palestinians have a right to live. But Elle Canada is a magazine here in Canada. Elle Canada, Women Canada is basically what it is, and semi-popular. And Sarah Jama saying, very honored to be listed by Elle Canada as one of the 8 trailblazers in Canada this year. So that's like a big deal. And you see here it says, over the past year, these 8 incredible Canadian women have broken the glass ceiling, paving the way for those behind them. This is a feel-good story. It should have been, should have been, should have been. It's not anymore. So this is the what was on the cover of the actual printed magazine is, mentioning the 8 incredible Canadian women. And that's important there to say these 8 incredible Canadian women. That was on the actual cover of the magazine. Now, why am I like highlighting 8 incredible Canadian women? Well, here's the article as you see it now. These incredible Canadians have broken the glass ceiling. Meet the Canadians who are paving the way for those behind them. Wait a sec. It was over the past year, these 8 incredible Canadian women have broken the glass ceiling, paving the way for those behind them. Change to, these incredible Canadians have broken the glass ceiling. There's 2 words missing from this statement, and both are relevant. But the first word is a number that might be missing, and that is the number 8. And it's missing because they took Sarah Jama out of the article. Because apparently there was pushback. Here's the disclaimer. This original article represents the opinions of a political personality but does not reflect the opinion of the publisher of Elle Canada and its parent company, Co-Media, or any other Elle affiliates. Following a number of concerning messages posted online and received by our magazine, the publisher chose to edit the original version of the article in order to protect everyone's safety. Its byline was also removed. The original version of the article is still available in print in our September issue. So go around and get those keepsakes right now. That still includes Sarah Jama. So they just removed her suddenly because of pushback against this. So just saying, Elle Canada rewrote the headline, 8 incredible women who have broken the glass ceiling, to remove Sarah Jama. And so this here is a little bit of the article that had Sarah. So this entire section was removed, and it's longer than this, but this is just a little snippet of it. No one walks the talk more than Ontario member of Provincial Parliament Sarah Jama. Since the conflict in Gaza began in October 2023, she had repeatedly called for a ceasefire and spoken in defense of the Palestinian people. After a keffiyeh ban was introduced in the Ontario legislature in April, Jama continued to wear hers anyway, again and again, even after being removed. She was ultimately let go from the NDP caucus and has been the victim of hate mail and death threats. Still now as an independent MPP, Jama remains in solidarity with Palestinians. No matter where you are situated, you can take action against injustices, she said, whether it's by talking to friends, showing up at, I would read the rest of the article, but it's not in the magazine anymore. So yeah, they just took her out of there. Just like that. Just like that, because of some pushback. And as Sarah Jama says, I haven't received any threats, so it wasn't for my safety. Because they're saying that there's some threats to safety, but Sarah hasn't received any of those threats. So what was this about? Why, after sending pushback, did they remove? Oh, here's the entire article clip here. So I can finish reading that statement. She says, whether it's by talking to friends, showing up at community level to raise awareness, protesting the ongoing genocide in Gaza, knocking on doors, discuss housing rights, volunteering at food bank, or participating in a boycott, anyone can have positive impact on important issues around the globe. Whether she's taking on global issues or fighting for the rights of those living with disabilities, Jama has proven time and time again she is a voice for the marginalized, and she's proud of it. The secret behind her resilience? While fighting for change, we must realize that we are working within systems built to be resistant to these attempts, she explains. As a collective, all of our little victories will all add up to create a more equitable and just world. Far too many people have no choice but to wake up every day and fight for survival. As long as anyone continues to fight for change, there will always be hope for a better world. Really powerful piece that they took out of this magazine. They took it out. Now, this was 8 women in this magazine, so one would hope that the other women maybe be like, hey, what you doing? That's not cool. You shouldn't do that. And I looked a little bit more into it because some people are saying like, oh, none of them spoke up. So I Googled the names, and some of them simply aren't on Twitter. So they're not commenting. Some of them have not even acknowledged their presence in the magazine whatsoever. One woman who is on Twitter, but who hasn't said anything about Sarah's situation, I think she's simply just not on Twitter and doesn't even know this has happened, because she has actually retweeted somebody else in solidarity with the people in Gaza. So I don't think she would have anything negative to say. But, where are the other women who are like maybe saying, hey, Elle magazine, it's not cool that you just suddenly cut out somebody, a very powerful voice because of some pushback to the magazine. Somebody did push back, one of the other women in the magazine, Faye Johnstone. Last few days haven't been pleasant, as my inclusion in this article sparked another wave of anti-trans bigotry and hatred. That said, I want to make clear my shock and disappointment with ELLE's decision to remove Sarah Jama from the list. I also don't find it, it is again one of those things that's usually people from more targeted groups often will support other people from extremely targeted groups. So Faye Johnstone is a trans woman, so it doesn't surprise me that she would speak up and be like, hey, why are you removing Sarah Jama from this list? Because she supports Palestinians, she wants an end to the genocide. Like, this makes no sense. Why are you doing that? And as Faye mentioned, this article sparked another wave of anti-trans bigotry towards her, and she was part of a chocolate bar, the Hershey thing back in Canada, and was targeted with a whole bunch of hate and vitriol and stuff. And so chances are the magazine got a lot of threats and stuff about her. And but she's still in the article. They didn't remove her from the article. But remember what I was saying earlier about 2 words? So again, let's read this. Over the past year, these 8 incredible Canadian women have broken the glass ceiling, paving the way for those behind them. To what is now on the article, these incredible Canadians have broken the glass ceiling. Meet the Canadians who are paving the way for those behind them. Notice the other word that's now missing? So, correction, Elle did in fact give in to transphobic threats as well, and Faye is saying, ding dong, ding dong. Yep. I'll just silence my phone. So, yeah. They took the word woman out of the headlines. So they took the number 8 out because they cut Sarah Jama completely out of the article. but they also took the word woman out of the article, out of the headlines there. Okay, what the fuck, Elle magazine? Seriously? Seriously. Like, you aren't aware of what's happening in the world to know that should you add Sarah Jama, somebody who is a staunch, supporter of Palestinians, who is anti-genocide. Like, we've seen how people who are pro-Palestinian are treated in the media, how they're called anti-Semitic and all that sort of stuff when they're not, they're just anti-genocide. We know that this is a thing. And also, we know that whenever a women's magazine or a woman's project out there includes a trans woman, there's going to be pushback. So are you saying you included these two amazing women in your article without any awareness that there was going to be pushback? You included them, but you didn't have the gall to then support these incredible women that you put into this article. Instead, you remove one completely and then remove sense of gender from the title to cover for the other. What kind of bullshit is that? Seriously. If you're going to put these women in this article, you damn well better stand next to them and support them. Like, you don't then just turn your back on them the instant there's some pushback. Absolutely disgusting media presence there, that they would do this sort of thing. Like, you have to be prepared for that. We know the cultural, environment of the day. We know that this would happen. And to then just totally reverse what you did because of some pushback, like you didn't see it coming, that's some bullshit. That is some real big bullshit. I don't know. I see that and it just made me so mad. Because both Faye Johnstone and Sarah Jama are incredible people. They're incredible women. They're very outspoken. They're motivational. They're good role model. Like, they were put into the magazine for a reason. They were listed as 8 incredible women for a reason, because they are. They are trailblazers. They're all the things the magazine said that this article was about, and then they removed them because of a little bit of pushback. Yeah. Made me mad.